Hello, everyone. As you can see, I'm sitting in the branch in our new building in Creve Court, and it's coming together. Uh, we've got a couple of the computers working, but we're in the final stages of getting this ready for you. In fact, it's so close to finish, I think that I can probably take off my hard hat, and no one will yell at me too much. But I wanted to come to you from here today just to show you what this building is going to look like finished, because it truly is amazing. And it is a pillar for what we stand for in the community and the strength of First Bank. Today we're going to cover two topics, and we'll get through them pretty quickly. Number one is just a thank you for a wonderful first quarter. Our ability to focus on the client first has shown through in the numbers in just an amazing way. And that's because of you. During all of the changes going on, during the new building, during the rollouts that we've had, you have remained focused on our clients. So thank you. I appreciate that more than you know. The next part is a pretty simple part. We're actually going to go over our first quarter results. We'll talk about our revenue, expenses, and just some things that you need to know. We'll continue to do this every quarter as we go forward, because I think it's important for us to all be on the same page. And you know what? It's pretty nice when you can start and say we beat our first quarter budget. So, hey, let's go to the computer and go over it slide by slide.
Okay, so on the first slide, we're going to talk a little bit about the major points. And the way this slide is laid out is you've got first quarter in the first column of 24. You've got our budget, and then as reference, you've got the fourth quarter of 23 and the first quarter of 23. We always want to look at these in comparison to know if we're trending up or down. Revenue and expense, you can see, are in the red, but they are so close to budget that it's amazing. Jason and the finance team have done just an amazing job pulling together a budget that is this detailed and, to be honest, this factual based on the behaviors that we currently have. So we barely missed revenue, and that was because of a little bit of a difference in NIM, in which we'll talk about later, net interest margin. Expenses were just a little bit higher than we expected, but provision was lower. And sometimes these things just balance out. The big one is net income for the first quarter. And you can see that we made $1.5 million when we were supposed to make $997,000. So we definitely came in higher than budget, which is a good thing. The NIM that I spoke about, it was 2.18 versus a budget of 2.27. It's not a big miss, but it's something we need to keep our eye on. And here's why. NIM is made up of what we're getting for our loans and what we're paying for our deposits. And as you can see, our loan yield is actually beating budget. So what a great job to our commercial team. Not only are they growing their book of business, but they're getting paid more to do it. But the deposit cost in the next line is 2.29, is a little higher than we predicted for budget. We're still seeing a flow from checking into the high yield savings and CDs. We expect that to continue as rates seem to have stayed flat longer than anyone predicted. The bottom is loan growth. As you can see, we've grown loans, total loans for the bank, and we're ahead of plan. And in deposits, we're a little bit behind plan. While we've grown loans, we've grown deposits, we just haven't grown them enough to keep up with budget. I'm going to give you a second to read this page because I'm not going to cover the whole thing. So go ahead and pause the video now, read this, and restart it once you're done. Okay, big things I'll point out on here. If you think about our balance sheet, and I'll read that first line. I said I wasn't going to read, but I'm going to read. I'll read that first line. Our balance sheet continues to be our pillar to long-term profitability. It is our strength. Our balance sheet is set up for us to be a strong, stable bank long-term. We've still got to grow loans, which you see us doing at a 12% annualized growth rate. And we actually had a growth in the first quarter of 2%. Do expect the tax season of April to take a little bit of a bite out of that, That's why we've got to continue to fight for every core deposit that we can get. The P&L, we're ahead of budget, as we just talked about. Net interest margin's a little behind, and expenses are a little bit below prior year and right at budget expectations. That's you guys watching every expense, and I just want to say thank you for doing that. Okay, again, there's a lot of words up here, and I'm not going to read the whole slide. So pause the video, read it, and when you're done, come on back and start it, and we'll go through the rest of the video. So we've talked a lot about the credit growth, but in the market and in the industry, you're hearing a lot about credit maybe deteriorating. What's nice about First Bank is we see no signs of any deterioration in our credit book to date. Our team is on it, we're watching it, and I'm telling you, our customers are weathering the high interest rate storm very well, and we're right there beside them doing that. While we would like to see a drop in interest rates, I don't expect one anytime soon. And what's nice is we're positioned either way to be okay. Whether rates go up, stay the same, or go down, First Bank will be in a good position to take advantage of it. So that's it. It's really easy to understand a bank's balance sheet and income statement when you just look at the key items. I can't wait to come back and talk to you next month because the building will be done. We'll be in it, and we'll be able to share all the beautiful things that are happening here. And I'm going to tell you, we're also going to be able to share a continued growth and a continued focus on our clients. Thank each and every one of you for putting our clients first. With everything we've got going on, it would be very easy to go focus on a conversion, moving into a new building, the transforming of our branches, and forget about our clients. And you haven't done that. You have stayed focused on our clients. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next month.